Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is having a fantastic night. Welcome to Guru's Crypto Garage. And I hope you liked my little Porsche driving the crypto garage. You can tell, hey, I was having fun today. Having fun. I'm getting better with this stuff. The funny part is, if you could really look closely in the back seat, you'll see my black pig Lulu, my co-star.
Yeah, it won't fit in that type of car. By the way, I told him that.
Yeah,
It's unrealistic. It's like watching an anime movie shoot a beam out.
Yeah. I said, you don't know what my future aspirations are. It could be me, my pig, cruising down the
It's a
beach
different
highway
pig. It's a different pig.
in my Porsche 911, flying, and the pig's head sticking out like. Anyway, hey, Pig says she doesn't want to hear any more of this crap tonight. She's out. All right.
She's out.
Okay. Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. Today is Tuesday, February 11th. And what do we got going on today? We've had quite a bit going on, actually. Welcome to Guru's Crypto Garage, our nightly recap. You got me, you got Christian, and you got our guest star, or probably our real star.
The real
Lulu.
star.
Yeah, and we're going to go over a couple things real quick and see if you guys know what's happening, and we'll kind of get you up to speed. Today, we started the day early with, we had Federal Chair Powell and his testimony. What did you think about that? I felt like he was getting grilled all morning.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of questions. They were coming at different angles. You know, you could see he was trying. They did bring up stable coins. They brought up tariffs. They brought up so much things that he's like,
Had nothing to do with him.
I have nothing to do with me. But I get where they were coming from, the inflation rate, and it was really entertaining. I liked it. I tried to watch as much as I can. I watched maybe like 2 hours of it.
And what was crazy is I really feel like they tried to make it a political battleground.
Yeah.
And really, this is not what needed to be talked about, but we can talk about what he did say. He did a pretty good job holding his ground from from the right and the left. I mean, they were hitting him in all which ways. He's like, I don't have any control. I'm not going to comment on what the president says. I'm not commenting on this. Administrations have changed. He's got to go with the flow, right?
They did give him props though for doing a good job in inflation, and he even said himself, like, would you rather live in France? No. Would you live Europe? No. Then China? No. And then they're like, yeah, great. It's because you at least are doing a good job of trying to stable a lot. And he's like, yeah, we're trying. So he did get a compliment on one of the guys telling him.
One thing about it, though, it's not like he has, he always says he's using all the tools at his disposal, but he really doesn't have many other tools besides, playing with the rate, right? That he can really control. I mean, I guess he can control a few things on his side, but, I think it was a little more dovish than most people wanted to hear, right? He did kind of, he basically stated he really didn't have any urgency in cutting interest rates right now. Right. He wants to try, inflation has moderated, but the Fed he's remaining cautious, right? Basically.
Yeah. I felt like the same thing, but he's always cautious. Like every time it's like the same thing pretty much every time he talks.
Yeah, well, he has to be. I mean, everyone watches for every face reaction, every little movie he's making. But I do feel like, and this is just my take, and again, who am I, right? But I do think we're going to see probably a 1% cut by the end of the year. But right now it looks like he's keeping his current stance, and it's going to keep it the way it is for now. There's a lot going on. He emphasized, but he did say that we got a pretty decent economic stability, and we got the labor market reports have been coming in pretty well.
Yeah, I recommend watching the highlights to get in. I was gonna watch it probably tomorrow, and then just to get like a recap of everything. But I think the fact that they're even talking about stable coins and crypto, and that is way exciting for me, because again, they're talking about it. It's not an elephant in the room anymore. They used to hide in the corner. They used to be, oh, no one's talking about that. They're bringing it up every time now. It's like, okay, they're talking a lot about it. Just gets my ears ringing.
It is in the forefront right now. Crypto is what's happening, and we can talk a little bit about what's going on because it's been pretty much a choppy sideways market. I mean, it got a little as he was speaking, we had a little bit of a dip, right? But it's really stayed in pretty much the same channel as yesterday. I feel like it was deja vu, right? Our breakout point was actually the same exact amount as yesterday, but what else? We had some other big news, right? That kind of hit today was they talked about Binance. You want to talk a little bit about that and what they're doing?
Yeah, apparently there's reports from saying that Binance, one of the biggest exchanges in the world, is sold some of the reserves in January of this year,
Oh, yeah, it
which
dropped
is
by
interesting.
$8 billion.
Yeah, which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's acting like they're trying to like put money on their books, basically.
Well, what's
You know,
insane is, I mean, what kind of January do we have, right? So Binance is selling their Bitcoin, and I don't see any sign that they were doing it OTC, right? I feel like they were selling out on their own open market, right? That could have been what's causing all this volatility.
you
I
could.
mean, we had all of January, right? It was crazy. But basically, their Bitcoin holdings fell from 46,896 BTC. What do you think it is?
I don't know. All
Well,
of
I'll
it
tell you.
gone.
No, 2,746 left. So 46,896 Bitcoin down to 2,700. Their ETH account, this is big too. ETH, they had 216,312 ETH. Right now they're down to 174. I mean, shoot, we can go clean them out right now, son.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like it's people. There's a theory that somebody was saying that why they would sell it. I kind of like this theory. Is they would have balance. I mean, a good book sheet. Like, look, hey, look how much we have on the books. Like, almost like they want to sell it.
Well,
Now, this is both. This is Binance and there's Binance US. It's two different things.
and they are completely different things, just
Yeah,
completely different entities. So you can't even
exactly.
really hold the two on the same page. But there are
Exactly.
some regulatory settlements that are happening. Binance did pay a $4.3 billion fine, right? They could have been moving money to pay that fine. Operational investments, I heard, right? Reallocating funds, but they did come out. I'll tell you what they did say. I'm giving you all the theories that everyone said. Treasury management, internal restructuring, as per that's basically what they said it was. So they basically said this is a treasury management. We're doing an internal restructuring, and that was their official statement.
Interesting.
But uncertainty definitely remains on it, right? And because no one knows what's going on with Binance and their future. I mean,
I
maybe
wonder
CZ
why
said,
if they were
maybe
saying
CZ's out and suddenly they're
yeah,
selling.
he's out. Yeah, but I wonder if they were. I mean, I don't know. This kind of throws a little red flag. If they were gonna say that, like, oh, we're gonna restructure our settlements, then why didn't they say that like the beginning of, I don't know, beginning of the January, so people don't freak out like when they track their wallets? That's interesting to me. I don't know.
Well, you got to remember this happened in January. We're mid-February, and we didn't really even see. And what's sad is I usually look, and I should have been looking on CoinGlass, right, and looked at what their wallets are. But this just became big. It really became big news today.
Yeah, today exactly.
And I will say this, but this is also more Binance news, and this may have something to do with it. And I apologize if you hear that scratching at the door. That's my dog trying to get in my office.
Oh my goodness.
But the
The
SEC and
dog.
Binance requested a legal pause. All right, hold on one second. I apologize. Keep going. Keep
Yeah, they did a legal pause for 60 days on their lawsuit, and then this may indicate a shift towards more crypto-friendly stance. And then the active SEC chair established a task force to improve the regulatory clarity. Regulatory clarity. But,
clarity.
but yeah, yep. So
Yeah, what's
I
his
mean,
name? Mark something. Mark is the new acting chair, right?
yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be the main guy or if he's
No, he's there temporarily, and
yeah
and that they got. I think they basically put a new guy in, right? This is the new Gensler. So
yeah
BitGo is considering going public. That's another big thing that happened today. They're a leading crypto custodian, and they're considering doing an IPO. Basically, if they're successful, this will be a major milestone for crypto firms, right? Entering traditional markets. So they're going to do an IPO. So it's like a crypto market mixing into the stock world, right? And that'll happen as early as later this year. So put that on your radar. BitGo, BITGO. There's no ticker yet because we're not there.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I think you're seeing the two worlds come together. That's really what we're seeing here is the two worlds come together, actually. And what did I call you on this afternoon that I was like, hey, did you see this?
Elon Musk.
I said, I said, who's Harry Balls?
I saw that too, and I thought it was one of those Elon Musk.
And the worst part is usually I'm on it, but I was, I don't know what I was doing. I think I didn't want to tell you I was freaking in the restroom, and I'm like taking a dump, and I said, wait a minute, oh, excuse me. And I said, who the hell is Harry Balls, and why does he keep fucking sending me messages on X, right? Anyway, so Elon Musk changed his name, which actually, of course, what do you think happened? He banged another meme coin, right? Harry Balls, he called himself. I mean, I love it, Harry Balls. And I was like,
I didn't realize until I'm like, who is this? What is going on with this?
No, I'm like, this Harry Balls has a lot to say, and it's very, and he's talking like he's somebody, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, have I never seen him before? I mean, you can tell I've had a lot going on. I've been at the new house. I've got some things going on. I have to meet with some contractors, and today I'm like this. I'm like, Harry Balls, is that Elon? And then, son of a gun, I told Chris, I sent him a text. Did you see what he did? He goes, oh yeah, I saw that. But it triggered 127% surge in the Harry Balls token.
That just came out that day, today.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
he one thing it does do is basically show the Elon effect. I mean, the guy, he moves markets just with his moves, right? I mean, he really does. I mean, look what he does with Doge. Look what he's done. I mean, speaking of Doge, I mean, it's crazy. He's got the entire world in a panic right now. I mean, this guy, that's all I hear on the news. I mean, he's got them all shocked. So, I mean, half the country is scared, and the other half is like, let's see what they're going to uncover, right? I'm more curious than anybody else. You know what I mean? I'm just like, let him see what he's got. You know what I mean? And, like, he's stealing our info. I'm like, okay. I mean, he probably could have stole our info without being in a federal. I mean, the guy's Elon Musk.
Yeah, my personal opinion,
he's a genius. If you want to steal your info, he definitely could. But I don't think he's got anything to gain. He is already the richest guy in the world. What's he going to become? The richest guy in the world? Well, he's not. I mean, does he want to get a little richer than he is? Because he's already the richest guy. There's nobody near him. So, I mean, I don't know. And you can blast me if you want, but I don't see it. But it is what it is. We'll see what this all comes out. I know it's got the whole world in. It's got their feathers in a ruffle, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, again, they have your information, so. But I get it. He's a business technically. I understand, but I don't. I think I'm more happy the stuff he's finding, in helping our dollars go stronger. But the fact that he did that today, and I'm like saying the same thing about Harry Balls, and I'm like, what is this guy?
Him and Trump have got some big fucking kahunas. And I guess I would probably name myself Harry Balls too if I was him. You know what I mean?
And then both of them were together.
I might have called myself. If I change my name to Diamond Balls, you'll know it's me. They're gonna call me John the Diamond Balls Guru. You know what I
mean? Or they like say kicking the balls.
It's almost at $3. I'm not selling. You lost it all. Fuck it, I'm not selling. Oh shoot! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We got a little crazy here. But anyway, so I'll tell you one thing I do see. So we'll talk about Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin right now, and I'll share the chart with you. Bitcoin right now is sitting at 95,418. It's actually sitting in what I like to call a descending pattern. But I feel like, and again, this is feeling, I hate going with feeling because the TA says it's really going to continue down. But I really think we're going to break out. And you'd say, John, show me the TA saying that. And I would say, I really can't. But again, who am I but a car salesman out of Monterey, California?
Yeah.
And let me put this to the screen. But yeah, right now, as I'm looking at the TA, I mean, we are actually in a descending triangle, but it is actually starting to pull back up. So you've got a higher low, lower high, right? So we're starting to pull back in. So if we can reverse it right here, we could pull back out, or we could dump down to probably $94,000. So we'll see which way we go. I'm hoping for the pullback, and there's bulls and bears in this world. But I kind of seen we hit a resistance spot. I'll tell you where we hit this morning. We hit a resistance spot this morning at 94,000. I want to say it was 94,600, right? And that was basically the resistance, and it was the same resistance we hit yesterday. So it was the same exact resistance spots. We bounced right back off. Hopefully we don't go back down there again today. And we continue to climb back up. But it's it's just crypto. We got so much going on. There's so much macro news happening constantly. So, and we can really dig into the TA, and I'll start going through the MACD.
And right now, fear and greed is at 35 out of 100. Normally, when it's this low, there's just too much overselling. Normally, Bitcoin and crypto and the altcoins are oversold again, unless something crazy happens.
This is what's been blowing my mind, and I'm going to kind of talk because there's two things happening here, and again, this is kind of do as I say, not as I do. And again, by the way, don't do anything we tell you right now, because nothing we say here is financial advice.
Exactly.
This is just me, Christian. We're going through. We're just trying to give you kind of our outtake and our outlook and what we see in the markets. But I'll tell you what I do look at, because we do look at a lot of different factors. And I'm looking at, there are huge right now, and this is insane, Ethereum whales right now, and they are accumulating like crazy. I mean, at a pace at like number of Ethereum wallets right now that are holding over 10,000 ETH, right, grew by 2.3% in February. Think about that right now. 2.3% more wallets holding over 10,000 ETH.
Yeah, including Trump's World Liberty Fund. They keep on buying more.
Yes. So, and I feel like something's holding it down, but I think when it lets loose, it's going to let loose. Large investors are accumulating ETH, and that could signal basically long-term price growth. That's what I'm saying. But right now, it's sitting at 25.91. But let's just talk about this. Even at 25.91, that's $25 million in ETH. There are the amount of wallets holding $25 million plus in ETH is up by 2%. That's a huge number.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, speculate, that, Christian and I were talking about. They got to remember, we just said what was left on Binance earlier. Binance is only holding 174 ETH.
Yeah, they sold most of it, and somebody gobbled all of it up, basically. Boom. Yeah, exactly. All gone.
So, I mean, even right now, I feel like, I've been watching it bounce. It's been in this 25. It has dipped down. I haven't seen it dip below 2,000 in this, even with all these pullbacks and all this news. But I have been. It's insane. Everything else is almost pushed back. But get Bitcoin pushed back to 100K. Solana back up. Solana's not back up to its all-time high, which thank goodness, because I keep accumulating Solana. I am one that I believe in. I use Solana all the time. Speaking of Solana, let's just look at the chart. And XRP is like, they're real. In my mind, I feel like they're just trying to shake you out. There's that dog again. Do not let them shake you out, right? Solana's cheap right now. Solana's cheaper now at $194, right? So we can go look at that. And it's still declining, right? But it looks like decline. It's actually pretty much choppy. It's going sideways. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot going on right now, and we've got a lot of new projects on. Someone hit me today on, what else is happening, which I didn't get to really talk to you about, is someone actually asked me today about BlackRock doing a stable coin. Have you heard anything on that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
No, she goes, I saw it on a TikTok. She thought it was she goes, hey, I saw this on TikTok. BlackRock's dropping a coin. I want to get involved. And I'm like, BlackRock's dropping a coin. It just doesn't sound right, but let me look at it. Show me the TikTok. And I'm like, oh, it looks like a stable coin. I said, even if they do drop it, it's $1. You'll get $1. It'll always be worth $1. But it's super bullish if they were to get their own stable coin, right? I think that just shows more. You got to remember, what do we show? What did the guy say on the crypto czar was saying stable coins, if they are pegging it to $1, it really helps strengthen the dollar. So there is a lot going on, and you got to remember, Circle is how much that Circle, which is USDC, is a how many $1 billion company, along with Tether is how many $1 billion company, right? So that I can see why these guys would want to get in that market, if that makes sense to you.
Makes sense to me. It makes sense because this is why they're focusing on the stable coins.
100%, of course, because that will stabilize the dollar.
Well,
If
also BlackRock
if
is the one in the background, if that's the case.
Well, you
If
got to
Black,
remember, if they're pegging a dollar, then the dollar is going to become the store value, right? That's just that's what you're basing it on, right? The dollar's going to be
yeah,
the store value. That's what it's all based upon. But I was looking at it and I was kind of running some theories, and I'm going to probably talk about that tomorrow on some XRP scenarios where and it's super bullish on XRP, right? I've been talking bullish on XRP, but I was running scenarios where XRP, instead of acting, where you're using market cap to really judge the value of the coin, because there's a set supply, but it's like gasoline, right? You just keep reusing it, right?
yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to break that down for you more tomorrow. I want to make sure I'm not completely insane, but it's basically almost saying like, you could see $1,000 XRP, maybe a $2,000 XRP, right? Again, nothing I'm saying is financial advice, and I'll show you how I got there, and without the market cap being 40 trillion, right? But it's pretty interesting. And it's conceptually not impossible. But let's talk about what's going on in the automotive industry. I feel like everyone's like, whoa, he's breaking back to what he talks about cars. But this is pretty interesting statistic, and I kind of got a theory what's happened. But January 25, like last month, we had an 18% increase year over year in EV sales across the board. That's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
18% increase. I kind of have a theory of why I think it is, because and I'll kind of give you my intake from me on the inside, right? I'm gonna be honest. I put my daughter in an EV. My daughter Catherine's driving an EV. It was her 16th birthday. I could not beat the lease. Right, it's $175 a month. I mean, you can't. I mean, I couldn't buy her a $15,000 car for $175 a month. So I mean, this is a $50,000 brand new car. So it's a no brainer to me. But anyway, I'll tell you what's going on is they put some crazy incentives on these cars, and I think they're doing this because they're afraid with the new administration that they're going to push EVs out. That's my thought on it. But again, I could be completely wrong. But I can tell you right now, you can lease an ID. They had a $159 or $169 a month lease on ID4. The Honda was $175 a month lease. I mean, they had some crazy leases. I'm sure all of them had it. Another thing too is Europe and U.S. outpaced China for the first time since 2024 in global EV sales, and basically it almost shifts the demand for EV outside China's market. Right? They're saying that maybe there's more of an EV demand here. I'm not quite sure that that's what we're seeing. Like I said, I think we're seeing more of a dump, and the prices were so low, and it's like, how can you pass? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're actually putting a free charger in my house when I bought the car. Right. So, I mean, it's pretty insane. They did some stupid incentives. It got really crazy. So that is kind of my take on it. I know you're not the car guy on this deal, but another thing too is there is a German auto parts giant, Continental, will list its automotive unit on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Not that that's U.S. news, but it is automotive news, right? Kind of interesting. They basically want to grow their company and grow their agility. A new brand identity will be announced in April 2025. Right, so that's interesting news. And Lamborghini, I know I'm speaking your language, son. Lambo. If my buddy Nick was here, he's Mr. Lambo. Anyway, Lamborghini's actually postponed its all electric model to 2029. I wonder why. Like I said, there's a shift in administration. You say, why would Lamborghini even do an electric car? Because everything was going to be mandated to be electric by exactly. So they are pushing everything back since those mandates are kind of getting lifted. The company believes the luxury market isn't ready for EVs yet. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like I've driven the EV Porsches. They're fun cars, beautiful. Even the Teslas, super nice cars. fun to drive, but it's just not, it doesn't have that rev, that right, like the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
But it's coming. I really like the hybrids. I don't know if you've seen any of the hybrid engines concepts. Like Porsche did a hybrid where they did like a 911 with a hybrid electric motor on it also.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing, it just rips. It's like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds or some stupid number. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, there's no rev up time on an electric car, right? It's like hitting a light switch. You hit the switch and it's on. So basically, Lamborghini is gonna focus on hybrid models and synthetic fuel, just like we're talking about, right? And one last thing in automotive, Rolls-Royce is investing in the UK plant. Rolls-Royce is not worried about any tariff. You're going to pay, they are not worried. If you want a Rolls-Royce, you're going to pay plus tariff. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You want to add another 330,000 on top of the 330,000, you're in. Anyway, Rolls-Royce is investing $300 million to expand its Goodwood plant. The focus is on luxury vehicles, of course. They had a little bit of a decline in sales. I mean, of course you had a decline in sales. I mean, I guess, they're like, I wonder what happened. I mean, duh. We're in the biggest inflation of all time. People are struggling, even the rich guys. I mean, shoot, Taylor Swift was bitching about spending $1 million on the Super Bowl. I mean, come on, Taylor, $1 million. That's like $10 to us.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. I mean, you spent $1 million to see your boy lose. Sorry, all you KC fans. Anyway, hey, I don't really got a lot for you. I feel like we got a long video going. I hope you guys had a good night today, a good day. Keep going. Like I said, I am still a firm believer. We have so much stuff happening in this crypto world, and stuff is changing daily, right?
Every day.
All this, and it's all about, and what I say is this, if you're not in it, it is up to you. But if you're not in it and you want to get in it, hit us up. If you have any questions, hit me up. I have no problem walking you through any kind of questions. In fact, I can tell you how I buy my coins, where I buy my coins, what I do. That's one thing about me is I have no problem. I'm an open book. I'll tell you what I do. Most people won't listen anyway. I laugh. I'll tell them, hey, look, I'm doing this. They're like, okay, that's fine. Good. But, but there's a lot to it. But it's a lot of fun. We are actually going to be expanding. One thing I do want to talk about is we are, I kind of got like a little company going here with this crypto game. I mean, we do quite a bit in trades every day. I mean, and what I'm looking for is, and I'm, I don't know if anyone's is even listening to this, we're looking to add one more person to our crew, right? We're making a mastermind group. So anyway, if anyone's interested in joining, or you're like a specialist in any field, like you're a meme guy or we're looking for them, right? We're looking for guys that want to learn or want to be a part of it, and they just love it, right? I love it. I eat, breathe, drink, sleep. I think crypto. I think cryptos. I think blockchain. I think AI. I think Christian's pretty similar.
I am definitely similar.
I mean, it really intrigues me. I have a lot of fun with it, but I hope you guys are having a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and be blessed.
Have a great night.
Oh, hold on. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Someone wants to. Pig, you got anything to say? Is it a red night or green night?
Yeah. What flavor of grapes are you?
She said it's a good night. See you guys in the morning. All right, everybody. You have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.
Night.